Hey everybody, happy Friday the 13th and welcome to a special edition of Charlene's Art Corner. Sorry I'm speaking a little loud, but you know the usual spiel, and that's why I'm speaking a little loud to try to cover up the noisy neighbor noise. Um, so as you can see, I told you guys we'd be doing creepy plushie art today, and I have already cut that big foam ball that I showed you guys earlier and have used the Gorilla Glue. As you can see, it did not take that long to set, and it is on there. So I have the remainders of it to use. Just comes apart. That was cut anyway. If I need to use this for the face, I can. I have the cotton balls to use, just like I did for the cheeks and creepy doll art. Now, this is some of that leftover fabric that I had gone ahead and cut away, like the neckline and the sleeves, because I really won't be needing that. And this fits perfect over that. It just drapes so perfect over that. And I have a police tactical knife to use. Yes, I will say that. I actually have a police tactical knife to use. This is one that it is legal to own. I will say that. Because it does not go past, the blade does not go past your index finger. The other tools I will be using are, yes, these are for painting, but this is so soft that you can literally use your paint knives to help you sculpt. So when it comes down to the ears, I can use this and glue it on, and then, cover it with fabric, or pre-cut it, cover it with fabric, because I have those sleeve pieces that would work great for the ear pieces of the plushie art, because this is for the main face piece. So let's go ahead and get into this. And I'm going to get a little messy, so I'm going to go ahead and stay in my PJs for this. So let me get a little closer to this. So as you guys notice, I moved my paintings so that I could move this snare drum stand up onto where I had the paintings, so that you guys could actually get a better view of so that the camera angle can catch everything better than when I did creepy doll art. So hopefully everything will go better than when I did creepy doll art. And yeah, so that this can be more enjoyable than, well, you know what, I hope you guys enjoyed when I did creepy doll art. Like I said, we'll be using some cotton balls in this as well. I always wash my hands. Actually, I wash my hands all up to my elbows and stuff, or past my elbows, before I start an art project. And yes, I do wash my face before then too. And of course, I shower or wash myself before doing any project. So let's get started on this. As I said, I did not tell you what exactly we are going to make, which is the fantastic part of you guys just get to see what I will be creating, which that's what I did not tell you. It's just fun, right? It's just fun not telling you guys what this is exactly going to be. And you guys are going to be like, what is this going to be? What exactly is this going to be? You guys might figure it out in a minute because of where I'm looking to reference something, and then you guys are going to be like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, I get it. Now, I am referencing something over to my left. because I own 2 pieces of ceramics that I'm not done with as art pieces. If I get a little loud in a minute, it's because of my neighbor. So I will apologize for that ahead of time. Now you see what I mean about this being soft. It's soft to work with. So, easy to sculpt out. I may not even need that knife. So look, see how easy that is just to sculpt that out? And all I did was use one of those plastic knives just to sculpt that out. Very, very easy. Easy for you guys to see. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm able to do this at a better angle for you guys. I really am. It's going to be so much easier. Like I said, the eye socket is all sculpted out now. And now let's get that other one. Like I said, this is going to be creepy plushie art. Now this might not necessarily, you know, like plushies are plushies. You know, hey, they're a little bit weird. They can look like anything. They really can. Think about it. Plushie art can look like anything. They can look like an alien. They can look like a human. They can look like anything, to tell you the freaking truth. That's what makes plushies kind of cool, right? You make them look like a hybrid of something. Like I said, look, so easy to take out of there. And I'm glad I'm able to save this video like this so that I have it to be able to archive it for like any other time. So that I'm able to just like own my video. Like nobody owns anything of mine but me. I own my stuff. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And you're just able to clean out that really good. You see that? Wait. Hey. It's already kind of Area 51 already. But did I say we were going to do that? And hey, wait, it's Friday the 13th. It kind of looks like Jason. But it's not that either. I think a lot of people know what I'm really, really good at for my artwork. You know, my friends really know what I'm good at for my artwork. Well, my close friends know what I'm really good at for my artwork. And there really is a reason why I want to do this textured like this. So when you go to lay that fabric in, it'll lay into these little crevices, the little crevasses of this. And like I said, you know, we don't have to work with that knife. This is working out perfect because this is so soft. So when I do ship this to the person that it is actually going to, no, it's not going to Bunny this time, because the other person that saw the one that I sent to Bunny, she was like, oh my god, I love the doll art that you sent to Bunny. He's like, oh my gosh, I wish I had a piece of your art. And it's actually one of my friends. She really loved it. So this is actually going to my friend Leslie. Awesome. She is so awesome. My friend Leslie, awesome. She is so awesome. And I want her to feel better soon. My vocals are bad today. But hey, we're gonna make this anyway. So, and if anything weird happens while filming this, you just let me know. You know, like yesterday, weird things happened. And you know, I don't have anybody else playing in the background. Maybe that was just a weird coinky-dink. Don't worry, that's not blood on the wall. That's just paint. You know, doing all my Bob Ross stuff. That's just paint, people, I promise. So to make the proverbial jaw one, even if you do that, hey, whatever is clever. You just sculpt it out. Sculpt it out. Sculpt it out. Sculpt it out. Okay. And then you see we have like this right here and this right here. Now, these I'm not going to worry about because like the ears, I can literally attach back here. That's why I literally have it like dimensionally sticking out like this, is because I know you guys can see the shadow on this. So I have this dimensionally sticking out for a reason. So this is why I have the smaller pieces to work with. So if I want to make a nose, I can make a nose. You know, if I want to make a brow piece, I can make a brow piece, which I will be doing so you guys can see that it's more brooded. So I do want to make a brooded look to this. To use one of the smaller ones. This is what I haven't done, is figure out, do I want the long ear? Do I want the short ear? Long ear, short ear? This is what I'm going to figure out right now. Do I want a long ear? Do I want a short ear? Which would be better, long or short? Or do I want one long ear and one short ear? Because that would be kind of cool. One long ear, one short ear. Hey, that would be kind of cool. One long ear, one short ear. Hey. That's an idea. That's just kind of a cool idea. That goes with the song that I have called I'm Allergic to Bullshit. I don't know about you. Use that the next time something annoys you. You know what I mean. Yeah, give you guys something funny to use. So this is where the police tactical knife comes in. Now you guys know my I'm Allergic to Bullshit song. If you sneeze and something annoyed you, you can use the I'm Allergic to Bullshit song. I'm probably going to get demonetized for using that. But hey, it's my song, and I made it up. No, seriously, I made it up. That's seriously my song. And I really did make that up. So, okay, so we'll kind of round that out. It's not a roundhouse, but I will round it out. Because I just want to make that brooded brow, somehow. We will figure out how we want to get this brooded brow on here. We may have to turn it a bit, play with it, figure out how we want to get this brooded brow on here. And because we can sculpt this is the fun part of doing this. We can literally, I know I had my hand in the way and I apologize for that. we can always sculpt the brooded brow. I know it's so blended in there. Let me bring that over here because the camera's better over here. We can always put this on here, sculpt the brooded brow on, and then when we're done with that, I'm not going to make this Star Trek-ish, trust me. Then once we have the brooded brow glued on and sculpted, then everything will look actually like massively cool, dudes. Massively dudish cool. Dude. So what I'll do is, like, when I'm cutting the other one, I'll just kind of cut it at an angle. I know you guys didn't get to see that, but yeah, I do now. It's cut at an angle, like a carved noodle. So that's carved at an angle. So when it does go on here, you know what though? That's a pretty darn long. That's pretty darn long. So maybe I can just get this one to be the whole entire brooded brow piece. So maybe we'll see. We'll see. We will see. But let's get that glue. The Who Knew glue. And get that there. Oh, I am leaving a little space open because I do want to get this on there. Don't forget that. We do have to get that on there before we glue on the fabric. Now see, I could have glued some of these on here to make the brooded brow part if I really wanted to, but then I have to stretch it out. I don't think I want to do that. I really don't. I mean, I could put some up here for like some extra. We'll see. We shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. There's some extra little things I gotta fleck off. There you go. If you don't want to say the other F word, just tell somebody to fleck off. Just don't teach your children that. That could still be a bad meaning. Okay, and then just put the brooded brow all like right there. He's all broody and moody. Just sculpt it down because you do want to push on this for a moment. Even though it's Gorilla Glue, you'll want to push on it for a moment. And that's actually going to help it sculpt. It will help it sculpt. Ew, gotta not knock this over. Gotta not knock it over. That always helps. Yeah. The Gorilla Glue is really sturdy because that's good glue. I'm not really into like super glue, crazy glue. That's just not my thing. And I know it'll hold really good with this, even though I used the tacky glue the last time. I'm really almost out of that one. That's why I didn't go with using it this time. I'm really almost out of it, so I have a whole thing of this, and that's why I went with it. And I also knew it wouldn't eat the foam alone. Now see, I could actually use the foam as the nose because I'm making this a hybrid thing. So, because I know I'll be doing ears, that's one thing. I do actually need to make like a little nose and a little cheek puffage, which the cheek puffage is the only thing where I actually need to expand one of these. So I'll just clip it, just clip it in half. And then pull. Yes, this is the only part where we're not going to use the foam for that because you actually want to make this fluffy. Fluffy, fluffy. Like really soft, fluffy. This is the part where you wanted the brooded brow where you can sculpt it. But this part right here, you want to make it fluffy. Yeah, you're going to get the green on there. Don't worry about it. Is there a gnat in here? There's nothing in here in the basement to make things nutty. Not even naughty. So, anyway. So, let's put this on here. And, oh, don't want glue all over that place. Cotton ball, please. Oh, no, don't do that. Bad. Bad. Bad hybrid. I know, I'm talking to the art now, right? Bad hybrid. And see, like, that's not going to take too long for that to stick either. See, look, using Gorilla Glue, that, like, dries so freaking quick. Just so freaking quick. And then you guys get to see this a lot better than how I did Creepy Doll Art. Okay, we'll grab another cotton ball. No, I could use one that I just cleaned up that with, but I'll just use that in case some more glue accidentally drips. Drippy, drippy. Drippy by accident. So I'm trying to make this cherry. Sometimes my scissors just don't want to cooperate. Although I do have another pair sitting around here. Yeah, sometimes they just don't want to cooperate. This is stretch this out just a little bit because it doesn't look like it's going to fit. And you can actually squish it, size it up, make sure it's where you want it. Put the glue on. Put that glue on, yay. And then quickly put it on so that we don't have glue drip. Not available where you want it. It always happens where you don't. Yay. Okay, and since this is going to be crepey, it doesn't really matter where it is. Like I said, look, Gorilla Glue, just place it where you want it. Yay. And it's actually going to be rather useful in those parts. I'm going to do a little fluffage here. And like I said, I do actually want to put a nose there because this is going to be a hybrid between human animal. Yes, it's going to be a little bit creepage like that. No, I don't have teeth to put in this. No, I do not. Now, what I do have is a bunch of little crystals. Like, these look like potion bottles. But have like these really cool bottles. This one has a piece of white sage in there. But, you know, I do have these, but I don't think I'd really put them on there. But, and do not think I'll use my feathers on there because the answer is no. If anything, I would just paint teeth on if I wanted to do teeth. Or make some teeth out of fabric and just do it that way. So, like I said, I want to make part of the forehead a little bit fluffy so that that's that way underneath that fabric. So it's like you sculpt one part and the other part's fluffy. That way this art piece is not only sculpted but fluffed at the same time. Just goes right on there, right above the part that we sculpt. So it's sculpted and fluffed at the same time. So this is going to be like kind of like pretty cool. Now this is why. Make sure that's going to be on there. Now this is why I'm going to do this. Like I said, I wanted that brooded brow. there's a reason why I wanted that rooted brow. You can just get in there, and you can use also your tools. You can use your tools. These tools come in various different sizes and shapes. So you can just get in there and work with them. Let's say like I just want to get in there and work with this one. I can just get in there and work with it however I want, so I don't have to use my fingers. And just get in there and work with that tool. You see, and just like work that brow. Work that brow how I want. See, like, look at that. Like, seriously sculpted how I want it. I gotta remember which way the camera's angled today. So, yeah. Maybe I should bring the camera a little bit closer. Okay, I hope that's a little bit closer for you to see this, so that you can see it a lot better. I was trying to get some help to set everything better so that you could see this a lot better. So I really hope that you can see this a lot better. Like I said, you know, doing creepy doll art, I know you guys didn't get to see it better now. I'm learning the device I'm using right now. I'm learning it a lot better. Sometimes it takes a while for you to learn a device and all of its devices. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just have to figure it out as you go. And like I said, you know, we're going to do like hybrid nose right there. It's a little animal nose. So that's part of the reason why I have this. What kind of little animal nose do I want? And I can actually use one of these. This cuts real easy. Cuts so easy. What kind of little nose do I want? Well, this is kind of a hybrid between a human and bunny. Human bunny. And you guys are going to probably wonder why I like, wait, what'd you send creepy doll art to bunny for? And you're going to make a human bunny now? Did you send that one to her? Because I did not think about this one until like recently. I was just scrolling through a bunch of stuff last night and I was like, wait a minute, forget all this stuff. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Besides, Bunny came on while I was scrolling through. I was like, oh, I know. Gonna make a human bunny. Thank you, Bunny, for that idea. Give you perks for that. You're getting it right now. Yeah, you're getting that right now. Hey, being a Swamped fam member, Bunny gets those perks right now. Yeah. Seriously, go check her out. Be a Swamped fam member like myself. I mean, you don't have to be, but, you know, helps give an alligator its wings. I gave an alligator its wings. You can do it too. She makes my day. She really does. And once that dries, I'll be able to sculpt it out how I want. The next thing that we'll do on this is, My face itches. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, hold on. Be right back. And we're back. I had to just like clear my sinuses. Didn't want you to hear that. So, like I said, we also want to do like these ears. And this is how I was thinking, okay, well, we want to do these ears, right? So, I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? Because I want one tall ear, I want one short ear. So how do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Because I kind of want them back here. You know what I mean? I kind of want this ear back here. You know? And, of course, I'll get rid of this little black part that will end up falling off anyway. So this will glue on super easy. How do I want to shape it out? So to shape this out won't be too hard. So we could just take it on the curve. It's like taking it on bias and just sculpt it out just like that. Just like that. And we have a sculpted rabbit ear. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is meant to be kind of creepish anyway. A creepy art piece. So it's not meant to be perfect. Even though I'm kind of a perfectionist, so okay, I gotta stop myself from trying to make this look like a perfect rabbit ear. It can look a little broken. You know what I mean? It can look like a little bit of a broken rabbit ear. I gotta stop plucking stuff off. Okay. You see what I mean? It could look like a broken rabbit ear a little bit. And it looks like a banana, but it could look like a broken rabbit ear. So, creepy plushie art. So it's gonna look like a plushie in the end of all this. And then, like I said, you know, the other one, it's gonna be the taller ear, obvious. This is why I said I want one tall ear, I want one short ear. And then what we may do is go ahead and let the top of the fabric flop for this ear. So it looks like the rabbit ear is a little bit broken. So what we can do with this is just like go ahead and like turn it. And I don't care how jammies. I do not care. Here I said I wanted to look a little broken and I'm still fluffing it off. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sounding like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. Drawing that part. We'll see like the thicker parts out here. So I may just, I don't know, because like that's thick too. No, that's thinner. Okay, well the thicker part I actually used, I think on, yeah, the thicker part I actually used on the outside. Like so, hey. That's like a weird symposium, but hey. Okay. Or did I carve it that way? I carved it that way. Yes, I carved it that way. And 3, 2, 1, rabbit ear. Wait, I'm going in the wrong direction. Stop me, people. I'm going in the wrong direction. So I did this one this direction, and if I flip it, okay, no, I wasn't going in the wrong direction. Was I going in the right direction? I was going in the correct direction. Oh, I wasn't going in the wrong direction. I was going in the right direction. I'm weird today. It's Friday the 13th, and it's trying to trick and not treat me. I really think that the month of October hates me for some stupid reason. It doesn't like me. Somebody send me some treats. Stop tricking me. I need a treat this month. I really don't feel that light. No, not really. I mean, I know I have my viewers and all, but it's not that. It's something else altogether. Trust me, it's not you guys. You guys are cool. You guys are my cool peeps. My cool peeps. Hey, wait. Aren't peeps rabbits? Are some peeps rabbits? Wait. I believe that some peeps are rabbits. That's kind of funny, right? Some peeps are rabbits. Okay. That's funny by itself. That is, that's kind of, okay, like I said, we've used the sleeve part for going over the ear. So let me test a theology on that. Yeah, theology on how is this going to fit over the ear. Now I want to see how this fabric is literally going to fit over the ear and how I will need to cut this. Like, because the smaller ear is, well, small. How am I going to need to cut this fabric to fit on the small ear and contour to it? And how much do I need to cut away? So see, I don't need to use all of this fabric. So, sorry if I got a little loud for a minute. Sorry about that. So I actually don't need to use all of this fabric. So as you can see, I can cut part of this away. Come on, cut your good scissors. Good scissors. There you go. I know. Talking to the fabric. Hey, what's normal? Nothing. There is no such thing as normal. What is normal? Not a damn thing. I want to know, what does society really label as normal? There is really no such thing as normal. There's paranormal, and, well, that happens a lot. That really does. That happens a lot. Huh. Maybe I want to make it look like it has some like weird stitch in its ear. That would be kind of cool if it looked like it had some sort of weird stitch in its ear. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that would be kind of cool if it looked like it had some sort of weird stitches in its ear. I think that would be kind of cool. If it looked like if it had some sort of weird stitching from the fabric in its ear. And in fact, I may actually stitch that on and then glue it to the head after I get the other fabric on there. Let me see if that's sturdy. Yes. Except for that little part, I have to wait for that little part to dry. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and trim this extra little part And I'll be right back with that because I'm going to trim this extra little part. But I'm going to leave this seam on there, so I want to make this rabbit ear. Looks like it has some seam on it, like the ear's been stitched. Because you want to do that with some of the plushie. You want to leave some of the seam on there so that it looks like it has the seam. That would be a cool effect. Alright, be right back with that. Okay, so I clipped that part off, and okay, well, even though the glue went through the fabric, I'm not really worried about that right now because that's going to be glued on there. It really is. And then I have to stretch the fabric, making sure that my fingers don't get on the glue because I don't want to be glued down to this. Ha ha! And then, you know, like I said, I can stretch the fabric, bring it in. You know, this is a really stretchy fabric. So I have to let that glue dry on the back of it. So I'm just going to leave that there to dry. The lid back on the Gorilla Glue for a moment because we don't want that precious commodity to dry up. So I'm checking the nose for sculpting, and it looks like we may be able to do so. Okay, yes, we can. Going back into our sculpting implement, we have to push this down, just apply a little bit of pressure. It doesn't really take much to be able to do that. Little humanoid animal thing here. Like I said, this is going to be covered with fabric. Don't worry about that because when we go into the eyeballs, we're going to do almost the same exact, well, we are going to be doing the same exact thing that I did with creepy doll art. And if I have to sculpt some of this off, I have to sculpt some of this off. It's no big deal. That's what it's for. It's to sculpt. So actually this is doing, excuse me, a little bit of the dusty parts are getting in my throat. So this is for sculpting. So actually I'm teaching you sculpting with this. So it's actually kind of cool to be able to teach you guys different art techniques. Yeah, it really is. And I'm glad I'm able to do this. I gotta get some water. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, well, I'm back. And I also forgot that I still had my coffee. But I also grabbed my water. Keep me hydrated while I'm working. And over here in the background, if that falls over like the last one did, let me know. Because you guys all know while I was painting that one, right there, that painting right there, that the other painting that was sitting there literally fell over. And I had it leaning just like that one. So there was no reason for it to fall over. Oh my goodness. We can laugh about it now. And I was sitting here, you know, a little bit further back, but I was sitting here, so there was no reason for it to do that. So anyway, let's get back into sculpting this piece and get back to working on it. Oh, I forgot I had the other sculpt, the other paint knife there, but that's okay because, like I said, you know, we're gonna get into sculpting, kind of like a little bun nose. Oh, bun nose. Human hybrid animal bunny nose, sort of. But you know how bunny noses are. They're just cuteness. And if this doesn't work, you know, hey, I can put something else there. I can always do that. Hey, artists always have ideas and are always able to work around things. See, like right here, okay, you have the human nose bridge part, and then you have the able to work around it. Hey. Like I said, I have this part. I'm not too sure I want to leave that there. Maybe I may just want to go ahead and just flatten it out. I know skulls are not completely like that, but at the side of the human skull, this is true, at the side of the human skull is a part of the human skull. Oh my gosh, I could do forensics all day. That's literally sculpted out right here at the temple. Yeah, and then did you guys hear about that stupid temple student in Florida? What the hell, man? Like, you used your vehicle as a weapon and ran over a cop. That was her fault. I don't feel sorry for her, dummy. I used to live in that part of Philadelphia. That is not the brightest set of students. I have my thing about students. There's students and then there's the students. There's a lot of them that are the dunce. The students. They party too much. Especially at Temple U. Oh my god. And their professors are no brighter. That's not the brightest bunch of professors. Okay, enough about that because we are doing something fun today. Let me see, what do I want to sculpt out? I'm actually looking at a ceramic skull, well, two of them actually. What I'm working on is art pieces. Art pieces. This is ceramic. I'm Indigenous American, so that's why I do it like this. I'm not finished with this one either. Does it look like me? No, it doesn't. Anyway, this is actually Blackfoot war paint design. So I looked that up, referencing Blackfoot war paint. So back to this, and the other one's just a majestic design that I'm doing on it with gems and stuff. Well, semi-precious stones. So I do. That's what's in my little jars is semi-precious. They're considered semi-precious. So yes, I'm referencing those two skulls as for what to do here for sculpting out. That's why you guys are like, well, how's she going to do this? I'm actually referencing two ceramic skulls. That's how I'm getting my reference point. If now you know. So now the world of YouTube knows I own two ceramic skulls that I'm doing as art pieces. And like I said, this is going to be a mix between a human and animal hybrid. And so I'm doing it like this. It's a human and animal hybrid with kind of alien eyes. There you go. Human, animal, alien. A human, animal, alien. So we'll get this sculpted out here. And then after I do that, we'll do is we'll sculpt out a little bit on the chin so that we can get like some structure going here. We don't necessarily need a mouth at the moment, although we could, because you know bunnies have mouths. Little bunnies have mouths. But what do we want as a rabbit mouth at the moment? There are different things that I can do for that, for the shape of a rabbit mouth. Absolutely. I don't think I'll need that other foam ball. I might actually use that for another piece of foam art on a piece of wood. Here we go with I'm allergic to bullshit. Oh, and a burp. I'm allergic to bullshit. I don't know about you. I'm allergic to my neighbor. Yay. Okay, yes, rabbits have mouths. You know, I'm just sizing that up. Rabbits have cutesy bootsy little mouths. Yes, they do. So, yes, I absolutely could do, the cotton here and here, but I can also just shape out, look, I can also just shape out and just put here, you know, like here and here. Just like, look, just cut that in half. Come out too good, but the first one did. But it's like a little puppy round here, and then I'll make another one and then put it over here, and then when we cover this with the fabric, that'll just be there. It'll just be there. It'll just be there. Hey, people always ask me to be more cheery. I'm just trying. I'm just trying my best. Why aren't you more cheery? Why don't you smile more? Okay, well, I'm trying to do what my viewers ask. I'm just trying. Yes, I am. I'm just trying. But, you know, I also just try to be myself. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, growing up, I didn't have, like, a lot of people ask me, oh, when you grew up, did you? No. I didn't get to do a lot of things that, like, other people did when they were growing up. Like, I had to teach myself how to ride a bike. I didn't own a game system. The other kids did. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things, but the other kids did. I wasn't allowed to play sports, but the other kids were. Yeah, there was just a lot of things I wasn't allowed to do that the other kids were. So, yeah. So there's just, you know, I try to be myself. So I don't like to go into it, you know, because it's just kind of personal. So I just try to be me. That's all I know how to do. I just know how to be me. Okay? Just know how to be me, and I just know how to be nice to other people. That's all I know. How to be nice to other people and just be myself. That's all. That's all I know how to do. Even though I don't always get that same response back from other people. Like, oh, you're always, you know, I've always been told that I'm mean, even though I've always done nice things for other people. But, you know, hey, whatever. I'm me. I am myself, and that's who I shall. Oh, always be. Me. Because I'm myself. Accidentally got in there. Oh, well. Who cares? Yes, I'm using tacky glue because the Gorilla Glue came out on the back of this fabric. That's why I pulled out the tacky glue. Let's get the tacky glue going on this. I really don't want it showing through. Although I could let it show through because I want it to be a bit demented. To tell you the truth, I do actually want it to be a little bit demented. But not that demented. Like, hey, I want it demented, but really? I mean, I know it already dried. That's dry already, okay? That is dry, so it looks like creepy plushie art has warts. It's kind of cool, though. It looks like creepy plushie art has, like, green warts coming through the fabric. Excuse me. I have to get a drink of water again. I think it's like all the green stuff sculpting off of this, so let me get a drink of water. Be right back. Okay. If I talk a little loud, you'll know why. You'll guess it. You'll guess it. Just wait. Wait for it. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I put the lid back on the tacky glue. We're going to go ahead and go with that demented green wart look on this. I think that will be kind of a cool demented look on creepy plushie art. Like, a few drips accidentally got on the main piece of fabric, and look, it looks like little warty warts. Like, look. It does. It looks like little warty warts. So, oh, my face is so itchy. So, let me dust that off. You know what? Use my blender brush real quick. I know we're not painting yet. The paint will come here soon as everything dries, and then we will paint after it dries. We have to put some paint in the eye socket. I'm not paint, the glue in the eye sockets as well. And we will do that. So I know my head was just in the way. Oh, gotta be like an archaeologist here. I have Indiana Jones. It's right there on the top. Oh, wait, this is a skull, right? And I have Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And, wait. And I happen to have a crystal. No, I'm not Illuminati. Automatically Wait. What did Bunny say? If you have a pyramid, you're automatically blamed as being Illuminati. I agree with Bunny. I just happen to own a clear quartz crystal that is shaped like that. So it's to keep away the negative energy. That's what it's for, people. And I like Dan Brown movies, like The Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons. And he's not Illuminati. And he's just really cool people. Okay, if I keep doing that, it's going to continue. Look, if you do this, it's going to continue to sculpt it. That's how soft this is. You can just use a paintbrush and it does it. Okay, so I'm just going to dust this off again. So we can just get to gluing this on. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. So let's get to the glue. What do you say? Hey! So I am just going to pour some glue on the top here because we're going to work from the top down. Yay! You know, like what we did with Creepy Doll Art, and I worked from the top down? That is exactly what we're going to do here, is work from the top down. And I hope I don't drip this on any of my canvas because I would just cry. You guys know I have canvas sitting right here. So, you know what? I don't really care which way I put this on right now. I really don't. Because if this seam is right here, I don't really care. Like, look. Push this in here now, and look at our creepy plushie art. Look, this is going to start to develop now. So what I might do is, I'll be right back. Well, no, I'll just show you guys. I can adjust part of this stand. I gotta do it the right way though. And now tighten it. Tighten. There we go. This is what I had to do with Creepy Doll Art. And then push the eye parts in. And then eventually I had to put buttons in here to hold this in, and that's what I will go grab. And then I will be right back with that. Be right back with those buttons. Okay, I'm back. And I actually have those buttons in my sewing kit. The same buttons that I will use for this. Now, I could use these big brown ones. I really could. Aw, man. I got the glue on that. Aw, man. Aw, man. Do I have to force that into the eye socket? Oh, well. Brown button I can't use. Oh, well. Another day. Oh, well. I'll just put the little black button in there, which is what I used the last time, was black buttons, which go really good, especially when we do the paint. Oh no, I don't really want to get that on there. What do I want to use? I'll just use a pencil. I'll just use one of my graph pencils. I don't really care because I have like a buttload of graph pencils. And this is what's going to hold the fabric down, because buttons literally weight things down, especially if you have the right weight of button. And it will hold that fabric into the socket as long as it doesn't take your graph pencil with it. Yay! And sometimes you may have to push this down a couple of times, which is what I had to do with creepy doll art, was push it into the socket a few times. A few times, my friends. You have to do that a couple of times at least. At least. Push that into the socket. Because sometimes it tries to escape from you. You don't want that to happen, because you actually want this to look like really deep in there. You know what I mean? Just like push that into the eyeball socket. And just like really push the fabric in there too, because you want that fabric to be pushed in. And if you can't get that to do that right away, you can take the needles into there and make that happen. I also have little skinny paint brushes that I don't. That's one that isn't really that good anymore. I can use it. It's one of my paint brushes. This is kind of crap now. I don't really care about it. Stick. As long as you don't make the paintbrush stick. Anyway, I'll get these weighted down again. But anyway, you pretty much get the idea of how we are going to make these weight down in the eye socket. And then we are also, as you can see, there is glue right here too, so this needs to be texturing down in to where it's going to be making that human hybrid animal look. This is why we have all these different tools that we can use for this funky look. Funky. This is when we need more glue, my friends. And sorry, I have to be a little more loud again. I don't know how many times one person needs to like in and out of the kitchen. Really don't. I apologize when I have to talk loud because of my neighbor. Let me adjust this a little bit because this is going to drip off the board. As you can see, it has already started to do right here. So let me adjust this again. I really want you guys to like catch the whole effect. This is why I'm doing this. So that you guys get to see it all. Snare drum stands are easily adjustable. You just have to know how to do it. And now you guys can also get to see how to do that. Drop it down as far as you want it to go and tighten it back up. I have the snare drum stand because I actually got it off of a former neighbor, former friend. I really don't know what's wrong with these millennials lately. Like, you really think your shit's cute. You really think your shit's funny. Like, grow the fuck up. You don't live with mommy and daddy anymore, even though you live off their money. But okay, I bought a snare drum and a guitar off a former neighbor, former friend. And, you know, hey, but you want to poke shit at my president, and, you're no longer my friend. Okay, but anyway, we're just going to go back to doing this. Oh, that's kind of cool, the effect it made around the eyes. It's kind of spooky cool. Let's go back to this. Kind of spookish cool. Oh my god, I wish I had rubber gloves for sculpting this, to tell you the truth. I really and seriously do. Oh no, the nose started to break off. You guys hear that? The nose started to break. Push down in there. Get in there. Down, boy, down. We don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. We have no idea. We're not going into like the confusion gender thing with this. No. No, we're not. Okay, like I'm going to show you guys something. Like I'm going to turn this, and I don't know if you can see the brooded brow. Can you see? Can you see? Like right there? Can you see it? Can you see? I'm pretty sure you can now. Like, look at the effect with the eyes. It looks like it's crying or something. Like, it's weird. Something. I don't know. And it doesn't really matter how we work this fabric at the moment. I mean, it does, but at the same time. Oh, did I forget the glue on the side? Oh my god, guys, did I forget the glue on the side? I know I didn't forget the glue down here. But if I forgot the glue on the side, I can always go back and do that. I can always go back and do that. But look at that so far. Isn't that like, isn't that cool? I think that's cool. Kind of creepy, creepy, creepy. Look at those eyes though. Hey, like I said, we were doing creepy plushie art today, and I was not kidding. Okay, so, let me readjust this and then tighten it back. And I seriously was not kidding about creepy plushie art. It really is creepy plushie art. And, oh my gosh, I really hope you guys are going to be enjoying this video today. Hey, look, the button's stuck to the brush. It's a button brush. That's funny. It's button brush. Well, it was button brush temporarily. What's a button brush? Okay, and then we have like the little parts right here where we put the part for the mouth. Remember that? Like right here is where we want the part for the little mouth. The little animal mouth. The little animal mouth. Yes, remember that. The little animal mouth is right here. Don't think I forgot that, because I did not. I did not forget that. And now remember, this glue will actually go through the fabric, so I can actually work that through the fabric itself. So this is actually kind of cool to be able to work with as an art medium. To be able to work that down through the fabric, like that, yeah, like that, and just kind of sculpt it through. And you just work your fabric, and if it wrinkles, let it wrinkle, because like I said, this is creepy plushy art, and you just you want that look, you really do. And then don't forget, when this all dries, it's going to be painted, and then we still have to put the ears on this, because I still have to finish that one ear, do the other ear, and then we got to glue the ears on this, and then when we're done with that part, I still have to get these eyes to go in. I don't know. If they don't go in, I can make that effect. I'm not even worried about that right now. My fingers are sticky, but they're not sticking together. But that's kind of a good thing. My fingers are not sticking together, and it's got all this glue. Who knew? The glue would not stick me to you. Hey, I'm just trying to be in a really good mood today. It's a good thing. In a good mood. It's a good thing. Okay, so we'll cut away this extra fabric. If we need it for the rabbit ears, we can always use it for that. Like, you know, with Creepy Doll Art, how I cut away that extra fabric because there was all that extra fabric. Like I said, I'm not worried about the glue being right there. That extra texture, people. Extra texture. Yay. Extra texture. Like, all that glue's right there. And I know that not all of it got to stay underneath, so I'll fix that and be right back with it. Okay, so what I have done is I have added some extra glue right here, and as you can see, that's drippy drippy. So I'm going to let that dry for a minute or 2 or 3. So what I will do is I will readjust this part of my hand is sticky. Maybe I shouldn't touch that, but I'll do it real quick. Yes, we'll do it real quick. I know, stop talking to the art. It's not a lie. What would you do if it was? You'd be like, no, no, no. Don't let it be a lie. No, it's not a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. You guys ever watched the original Frankenstein? Oh my gosh. Oh, that almost stuck to something. Oh, that's funny. And again, I apologize for the noise that you hear of my neighbor. Won't you not be so noisy? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Exactly. He'll do it again. Oh well. Anyway, back to the ears of the rabbit. Of the rabbit. Said we can pull fabric up. This is why this is a good stretchy fabric, because I do plan on stretching the fabric over like so, and making sure that I don't have it all funky weird. Even if I do, they whatever. And I have to put some of the glue right here as well, so that all of this is glued. Whoever that is that messaged me can clearly wait, because I'm clearly busy. So when this actually dries, and what I'm going to do until this dries is I'm going to put a little extra glue to hold that. It might look a little warty, but I don't care. That's a special effect when it happens. A warty. But hey, it'll be cool, right? Little special effects. Hold the fabric down. Am I going to let the green show? No. This is why I'm going to pull the fabric. Pull the fabric. Tuck that piece under. Glue. Little bit of glue. A little spot of glue. Who knew? Glue. Right? Glue. And then I'll come back and show you the other ear in just a moment. Hey everybody. Okay, so to clean up the little neckline here, which looked a little bit messy, I went ahead and put a little extra fabric on that. It's not really going to matter. Yes, this is here. Some of this is getting a little solid. That doesn't really matter. It'll look like some texture. If we really wanted to take that off, we could just I would say take the knife and just scrape it off instead of taking the plastic and scrape that off. We could just take the knife and just scrape it off. But like I said, some of this is already so hard, it's not going to happen like that. The softer stuff, yes, that will come off. But like I said, we want to make this creepy art, so we can scrape off the softer stuff and just leave the harder stuff there for texture so that we can do that. So like I said, just leave the hard, take off the softer stuff, and just wipe that off the knife. That can be washed. Don't think that glue can't be washed off. It absolutely can. So I have the one rabbit ear, the smaller one. The glue is pretty much holding. I'm not really too worried about it. We want it to look funky anyway. We do. We want that to look funky. It's not. I can really stitch this if I want to, because not all of this is completely held. Now, if I want to do that, because I already have some thread on a needle, I really do. I have this my thing backwards here. I already have some thread on a needle, and then I accidentally grabbed the wrong thread that really doesn't have the needle. Then I'm teaching you sewing at the same time. How about that? So we can just take this. It doesn't have to be perfect for this, because it's just this. My hands are a bit sticky at the moment. These things are sticking to me. I don't care. And you don't have to do this perfect. Just take it at where the seam is, and this is a overlocker seam. I sound like Annika Victoria. Like I said, she is so cool. You have to check her out. Her and Coolerpa, they're just cool with their fashion, because they go to thrift stores, and that was sticking to me. They go to thrift stores, and they'll actually revamp a lot of old clothing, and that's really cool. And that, if you really think about it, saves the environment. And like what I'm doing right now, I took an old shirt and I'm making some artwork with it. right? Taking an old shirt and making some artwork with it. And I'm trying not to have this stick to my fingers while I'm doing it. Come on. Oh, so stuck to my fingers. Stuck to my finger. Oh, there we go. There we go, guys. There we go. Went through. That's stuck to my fingers for a few. There we go. Finally got it through the first part. See if we can get it through the second part without it all stick to my fingers. Get the thread off my finger. I don't want the thread to stick to me. There we go. The first few stitches for stick stitch. So they don't have to be perfect. Just put them through. They don't have to be perfect. Put them through. You just want them to secure. It doesn't have to be a matchy thread. Remember, we're doing this like a crepey thing. It doesn't have to be all matchy. And I do have the fabric on the other earpiece for this. So it doesn't have, and I'm letting this dry in case you want to know. You know those old commercials where you would see like the chin strap on the woman? They have those on Wish, and I had to laugh when I saw those. I had to laugh when I saw those. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I saw those in like one of those really old comic book advertisements. Because, oh my gosh, one of the elders from the people that raised me, he had a World War II comic book, and the advertisement in there was like the chin strap to help keep your feminine face beautiful at night, so when you wake up in the morning you don't have to worry about a facelift. It's just a wonderful, you know, some sort of corny advertisement for like buying some stupid, it didn't really work chin strap thing. Okay, you see how that brought that together. This wall is crumbling. Oh well, it's like life, sometimes it falls apart. This house is old. It's older than my friend Rocco, and he's 55 and he's still alive. So, okay. Yeah. You know what? I wish I knew what day the Great Pumpkin was going to be on. Hey, I have an idea for Bunny. I have a great idea for Bunny. She said that she might run out of ideas for Vlogoween. Da 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 da. There you go, Bunny. Da 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 da. How many of us have watched Charlie Brown growing up? I know I did. Even if you had to sit in a pumpkin patch, wait forever, and get swindled out of your tricks and treats. Okay, so it's alive. It's alive. Now we're just going to adjust this. said that we can glue on the ear so it can hear. It's not going to hear. It's going to hear an ear. An ear is going to be adhered. So, okay, well, this fabric pretty much stayed. So that's great. And like I said, I'm not going to worry about the eyes, really. I'm not going to worry about that. And like I said, this is just going to be texture. Yeah, it's going to be texture. It is now. Look at that. Look, this artist isn't worried about getting hands dirty. Or my pajamas. Not worried about these. Not really. Now this is the bottom of the ear. So we put the glue right here at the bottom of the ear. Right here at the bottom of the ear. And my hand is gonna stick to the bottle. And my hand almost stuck to it. And let's not forget, stick a little on the back. I'm almost out of glue. Who knew? You knew. I'm almost out of glue. That's okay, because I have more somewhere. I think I still have crazy glue. That'll work. If I run out of Gorilla Glue, I still have crazy. If I run out of Gorilla, I have crazy glue. Okay, so far that looks kind of cool. This is working. This will work. Yeah. 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 That's kind of cool. Kind of cute. Like I said, like right here, this is why I put the glue right here. Like right here is where like the little mouth part is. So like if I did put glue here, I could use the glue as the teeth. Seriously, I could. Okay, like this is the other ear, and I was letting it sit over here and dry. Like it still has loose fabric around it, so I have to actually fix that. And like I said, you know, like this is all sculpted out here, so like when I go to do the paint, you guys will see all that. So let this ear rest on here. Let the ear rest on here. That kind of rhymes. And then I'll do the other ear. Flick that off. Flick it. Flick it good. Da, 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 da. Flick it. Flick it good. And the eye's gone in some sort of weird freaking direction. Not going in the direction it was supposed to go. We can fix that. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Anyway, so I'll fix this ear up real quick, plop it on, and then we'll get to the painting part when I come right back. Yay! Hey everybody, so I took a little break for a moment to stand up right after I put this ear on, right? And you know how steady this ear has been sitting here for like since I put it on there. So I go to take a little break for a moment, and I come out and I find this ear down here, like that's like somebody had to, and it looked like something picked it up. Now I wish I would have had the camera on. Oh my gosh, like I don't know how many haunted things can happen in this freaking basement. It's like something had to pick it up and drag it in order for it to be sitting here. Now there's no glue here. Something was like something plucked it and put it right here. Now this here wasn't moved, but something was dragging this ear and just sat it there. Why? Why? Just why? Why? Why is something picking on my artwork? Anyway, we're going to go back to doing the artwork. The face is dry enough to go ahead and work on. I'm gonna go ahead and just like add a little extra glue to this because that really bothers me. That bothers me. What the heck did that? Now let's read. I'm gonna have you like watch this. That bothers me. Oh my gosh. Add a little extra glue behind this one. Oh my goodness. Oh look, my fingers want to stick together. No, and I even washed my hands. I should have put some lotion on my hand, but like, why? Just why? Why? No, I can paint some teeth on there. I'm not gonna worry about that part. Now, you guys are like, probably like, wait, paint. Now, don't forget that I do keep my paint rigs near me at all times. Paint brushes over here. So, like for here, I'll probably use my fan brush. I'm not worried. This is dry. Most of this is dry, and I'll be careful around here because I don't want that anywhere near my fan brush, so I'll probably use an old brush for near that area. Because we all know my fan brush is precious because that's new. That's new. Yes, I do have paint water already ready to go. My paint water is already ready to go. I had already set that up. So my paint water, oh my gosh, you guys knew how much green stuff was on the floor? It looks like the Incredible Hulk puked on my floor. Oh, yay. So, oh my gosh, like I have all this stuff over here. Oh, wow. I don't know if I want to make it look like some of the fluff came out. If I want to do that, yeah, we'll think of things as we're painting. So, you guys know that if you watched some of my other vids, that I have new paint, and that I do have my paint palette, which we will be using here in a minute. My coffee cup is empty. I can leave my water bottle. Throw my paint right here. So, I know this video is extra long today, but it's for a good reason. Red, green. We don't know what color we want this bun to be today. Could be a zombie bunny. Could be any color we want. Be a brown bunny. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's not forget what we have glow in the dark. Ooh. That will add at the end. And I still have some of this white left, so I'll use that. And of all things, I have my new paint palette, which I have used. I have used my paint palette, but we will be using this today. I have my brushes over here. Yep, time to get started on this guy. So we will actually crack-a-lackle open a new black paint. Oh, brain farting. I haven't opened these yet. My hand is sticking. Look. I'm magic. I'm magic. I'm magic. Oh, it has the sticky part on the back. Oh, well, isn't life funny? Can be if you make it that way. That can be funny. Oh, funny. Funny, funny, funny. Okay. is we're done with each one. The back of these are a little bit sticky on the brand new ones that came with this paint palette. So, I have to remember that. That's funny. I'm going to put the white over here. Part it out of the tube. Not worried about that. That's what's left of that one anyway. Take a little bit of burnt umber. That is what this is. It's burnt umber. And we'll put that right here. We're not going to put too many colors on this palette because this is not a painting like the other things that I do. Because I still have to finish Mr. Burt Ward. What else do I have down here? I know that I will be using the these primary colors right here. Do I want to use alizarin crimson, which is also a brand new tube of paint that I have? Do I want to use the alizarin crimson in there? Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will use a little bit of alizarin crimson. Ooh, that is so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. That is. I'm going to show you that. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? That make a cute lip shade. That would. That'd make a nice lip shade. Now I'm not going to go with the bright red because that's too bright. Too bright. I'm too bright for myself. Too bright for myself. I'm just going to be goofy today. It's Friday the 13th. Why not? Do I want to use yellow? No. No. Dead red. So I'm not going to use the blue either, or I could make this like zombie green, but I'm not really into that for this because we're going to be using the white, the brown, the black, and you know, we're going to be using the titanium white. Okay, and then we're going to be using the black, and then we're going to be using the burnt umber and the alizarin crimson, which we can go ahead and get into. Now we have two different kinds of fan brush, but what are we going to use for textured color here? Or do we want to go ahead and go into the face? Now, here's where we go into textured magic, into everything. Now, as we all know, we can pull colors together, like right here. This is why I have this open too. So we can take some black, a little bit of alizarin crimson, maybe a little more alizarin crimson. We can just mix that right here together too. Just pull that together like right here. And this is where some of the lovely, lovely magic happens on the wood. This is why I said leave this right here for the creepy effect of some texture. Woo! La 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 la. Go back into that with the crimson. Pick that back up. Under the chin chin. Because I'll end up doing the edges too, but not quite sure what we'll do with that yet. No. And that's what's really great about this fan brush is because you can just angle that and work it in. And that's why I'm really glad I got this number 6 fan brush, because it's so great to work with like this. You see that? You can just take it, and it doesn't really matter that you like skim the edges of the other parts. It doesn't really matter. This is just creepy plushy art. that you mounted your little plush. Wash your brush. Take it out of here. Oh, I gotta remember I have an open canvas right there, so I gotta take that right there. Go back over here and take that back over here. Meanwhile, this glue is up here is actually drying, so it doesn't really matter if you catch some of this edged fabric over here. And I know I didn't get the glue on that side, but you know what though? This paint's actually going to catch that. And I'm really sorry that you're actually hearing my very rude neighbor again. He was rude to his son a few minutes ago. My arthritis hurts. Well, you know what? My arthritis hurts too. But look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing with my arthritis. I'm just doing this. And yeah, I really do have arthritis. I really do. I have it in my back, my leg, the hand that I'm using here. I have a little bit in this hand. But hey, look what I do. I paint and do stuff, and I do stuff, and I do more other stuff. But look at that, like the texture right there. Kind of that creepy. Say I take that in like that, like just the crimson by itself textured over it. Look. It's like guts came out. Like little plushy guts. Like here. Like, even though that's like dirty brush. Like, look, it's plushy guts. Ew, plushy guts. That's what we want today. I'm on life. I'm on life, you guys. I'm on life. Life is what got me today. That's what I'm on. What about you? I mean, it's Friday the 13th. What are you doing? What are you doing on Friday the 13th? I'm making creepy plushie art. What about you? So there you go. See, like, that even changed the texture of it back to a little bit like, I don't know, that's kind of a cool color. It's kind of, I don't know, it's cool. It'll dry like that, and it's cool. And we'll just take it up here. La la la. And that's why we work the color onto both sides of the fan brush, so that as we go and we lose color on one side, we can just, you know, like reload the brush on both sides. And I know I still sound a little Bob Ross. Then we can just take that along. And I'm going to try not to get my head in the way of the camera. Yep. Creepy plushie, creepy plushie. Little creepy dude. Kind of coming out cool though, isn't it? I think it is. Creepy, little creepy dude. Might end up with some flowers. We'll see though. I have to do this upper part. Ooh, that's a little lighter than I wanted. Who cares though? It's supposed to be creepy. And if the paint brain farts don't get in the way. If the paint gets on the plushie, don't worry about that. That'll give it a little extra effect. So do not worry about that. That's why I'm saying this will be a perfect Halloween thing. Since Halloween is not too far away. You now are learning how to make your own Halloween decoration. so many days before Halloween. And if you were wondering, what can I do that's a little bit different than everybody else? Well, y'all learning right here. I'm just going to teach you that. Something that's different than everybody else, and it's not the same as them. One of these things is not like the other, and I'm just not like everybody. No, I'm not. I'm genuinely like me. That's why I've always been called weird my whole life. I've always been called weird. Nobody ever understood me. It's because I never had the same mathematics as the other kids. They always called me weird. I had the higher mathematics than the other kids. They were stuck with like 2 plus 2, and you had to do your basics while I was doing college stuff. You were stuck with your basics, and that was boring. I'm sorry, that was the boring stuff. To me, that was so boring. Artwork, oh my god, not boring. Science, not boring. Music, oh my gosh. I was able to play the violin without help, right? In the 4th grade, without a music lesson, and then I was called a freak by the other kids because I could play the violin. Unlike them, they were a bit weird. I was like, can't you just like play like that? And they're like, no, you're weird, you're weird. You had music lessons, and I'm like, no. I'm like, I watched somebody play. I'm like, and that's how I learned. I watched. Yeah, that's how you learn. See, like, I watched Bob Ross paint, and that's how I learned. I was deemed a weirdo. Hey, but look. Being deemed a weirdo. Look at the artwork I did today. Like, all sorts of different stuff. All sorts of different. Hey, be a weirdo. I don't care. I do not care. And then you can just like tap in a little extra texture like that. It's not like doing the trees, I'll tell you that. I'm not trying to put some evergreens in here. I'm just putting in a little extra layer texture stuff. Just to kind of give it some like feeling to it, you know, for texture. And then you can do that. See what I mean? It's like it gives it like some sort of textured look to it. You can do that all around if you want. You don't have to necessarily. You can leave some of this wood exposed if you want. That's totally up to you. And then we're going to get into the plushie itself. I still have a lot of paint on here to be used for the plushie. And this is how we are going to beat the devil out of it. Just beat the devil out of it. Oh, that fluffed my brush. Yay. Okay, anyway. Pick a good brush. Pick a good brush. Nice. This is one of my expensive brushes, but I don't really mind working with it if I'm going to be working with fabric. But I also want a brush that's going to be a little bit firm, a little firm-ish. Not that. Okay, I'm gonna go with my filb, filbert. Yes, I just called it a filb. Let me see if I can unstiffen those bristles that always stiffen. Even after I thoroughly clean it, it always stiffens back up. After I properly clean it. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, you guys think I'm weird, and I don't care. I don't care. Okay, we're going to go in here and give these eyeballs a little texture. A little texture. Okay, this is what's going to make these eyes stand out. Yes, guys, this is what I did with Creepy Doll Art. Was darken around the eye socket. Darken around the eye socket because I wanted to do that. That was a special effect for darken around the eye socket. Now, if I leave some of that gray there, that's for a specific purpose. But you will totally get the point for this. If anything weird happens in the background, hey, let me know. Yeah, just checking my camera, unlike yesterday, where, hey, weird shit happened. So, like I said, I'm trying to make this particular video a little more fun and make it so that you guys can really see this more than creepy doll art, which you guys, I know I didn't get the camera angles like I am with this one, to where you guys can actually see more texture with this than you did with that. Now this is what I'm saying. The techniques with taking texturing to make something look just so, how can I even say this? The texturing looks along with the shadows that are already there is just to make that effect just pop out and look so cool, so that when you go to do specific things, I'm going to take my level 1 fan brush. So this one, I'm glad I kept this. Like I would get rid of my level 1. Psh, whatever, no. So this is going to be good for like taking and texturing in certain areas. In that little broody area. And then you can pick up some of that other color, go back in there. This is why we have those right here. We just take that, we go in, we color, we texture. What color do we really want that nose? We don't really know yet. So we could play around with a few little colors for that little bunny nose. And I apologize for my rude neighbor's flatulence during my YouTube video. Okay, everybody, we're going right back into making the nose color. I mixed one that's a little bit brighter so that you can actually see it. And then we can also take the same color if we want. Or we can dull that down a little. That's why we have the white. Take that into the cheek. You can most definitely take that into the cheek. Like I said, this is creepy plushie art. Creepy plushie. Creepy plushie. Creepy plushie art. And that's why we kind of want this to look a little weathered. Don't necessarily have to make the inside of the plushie ears look perfect. You need to look a little weathered. This is a plushie that's been in the weather for a little while. Like little Susie. What? You know what? I think I said Susie the last time. Maybe it was little Janie this time that didn't treat her plushie too good. Or maybe it was Susie, because Susie had a bunch of toys and she didn't want to share with Janie. And Janie didn't have all those toys because Janie just was one of those kids that wasn't treated as nice as the other kids. I didn't have all the toys like the other kids. Am I talking about myself? No. Nope. I could, but I'm not going to. Not even when I was in Shriners. Yes, I was a Shriners kid. I was a Shriners kid. Support Shriners. That's a good place. That is an excellent place. I, in fact, absolutely was a Shriners kid. But you don't have to make these perfect teeth because this is supposed to be creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. So is this bunny supposed to have perfect teeth? Nope. No, it doesn't. Absolutely freaking not. Shape out the nose a little. The little nostril-y parts. Right there. I mean, the nostrils are right there to begin with. You know, we're going to shape. Now that you can see, like, that part a little bit better, to where it comes around with the nose, and then we'll make the little shade lines right here where you see the more human portion, and then right here with the human portion, maybe we'll make a little gray. We'll make a little, I mean, not too gray because this is gray fabric. You want to have the broody brow part. Creepy plushie art is coming to life, my friend. Creepy plushie art. It's definitely coming to life. Am I gonna put glow in the dark paint in this thing? Abso-freaking-lutely. I think it deserves it. I think any art piece that I'm gonna pick up a little brown now. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that brown right here. Get the burnt umber right here with the black. get that alizarin crimson just right here. Right here. If it mixes into that white, I'm not going to worry about it. That's such a brush to do that. Pick up that number 1 fan brush. Put that color in on both sides. And then we're going to go like right in here to the like shade area. Okay? Because I'm not too worried about this. This is shade area. We're going to contour on a little bit of like shade area where it may look like, hey, these kids weren't too darn nice to you. Were they? No. No. They weren't just too darn nice to you. They just threw you in the mud and all. And that's where you can come out and just like contour a few areas on it. Right here. And then you can come back with other colors with that. So what I'm saying, these are things you can actually just play with the art, with the angles on it and everything. So like that brown totally changed the look right here. And you're just like scrape it a little bit. That's why I said you could just take a little bit of that white mixed with the other colors right here. Just take it, blend it a little bit, pick up a little more white, blend that up, get that in there. This plushie wasn't treated too good. You don't have to keep all that gray in here. Just take that gray and just like take the gray and blend it away. It's not a hair commercial. A hair. A hair. That's funny. A hair, and then look what we're working on. That's kind of funny, right? Hair. Oh, look at the plushie we're doing. It's funny. And just take a little bit of that black and just kind of like take that into that crease there and just like blend that off. And that gives like a sort of like shade effect in there. And like I said, this plushie wasn't treated too good, so it doesn't really matter. You're just giving this texture effects, shade effects. And the ears stayed. You notice this now, right? I walked away, had the camera off, and the ear fell. I'm going to go back in, pick up a little more black. I'm going to add a little bit of that right here. It's like, I feel like there's some texture that needs to go on right in here, but it needs to be worked in with a smaller brush. Sometimes that's what smaller brushes are really good for, is going in and just being able to put the texture just in the right places and in the right angles, and sometimes that's what makes things stand out in the best ways possible. And then when you take that in, that's actually going into that cheek or into that jaw area. I take back this in the cheek and jaw area, like right here. And some of that glue is still there, so if you press in, you're actually going to be pressing that in right there, and that's going to show that effect right there. So just take that and just blend that. And if it just, this is just going to fade off with that brown. So you get that human expression. You guys are going to be like, what in the heck is this that you're doing? Well, like I said, you know, Halloween's coming around here not too long, like in a couple of weeks, right? And you really, you know, do something different with the Halloween decoration, for Christ's sake. You don't have to follow everybody else's decoration. Do your own thing. Be yourself. Be yourself. Do your own thing. You can most definitely do your own thing. Like, you don't have to follow in everybody else's footsteps. Like, oh, that's really cool. Let me have that. The Johnsons have it. Well, you don't have to follow the Johnsons. Just because the Johnsons are the Johnsons, well, guess what? Be yourself. The Johnsons aren't all that. Like, putting in this color that I blended right here with the black, the alizarin crimson, okay, taking that color just like textured right here, and with that other light color right there, and then you can just take that and texture it right here, a little bit of it right here, like that just changes the whole effect. And then I'll work into the mouth area in a moment. Take a little bit of that brown right here because I know it needs to be worked in a little bit. And I also apologize for my neighbor's rude flatulence again. Like, his crap never ends. And again, you can always go back in with a little bit of the black. Like I said, you know, this is a human-animal hybrid. If there was any way to, like, cover up my neighbor's sound, trust me, I would freaking do it in a heartbeat. Because he's annoying. Put a little more of that crimson in there. Just a little more crimson. I have plenty of crimson, so I'm not too worried about that. Because I just showed you guys that tube of crimson, so okay. Got enough of that blended. Put that on the brush. Somebody's been eating. Bunny's been eating. What did the bunny have? Who knows? Maybe that's what that is. Creepy plushie art has been eating something. What did he eat? A bunch of raspberries? Snozberries? Or how about snobberries? There you go. He ate snobberries. He went out in the woods, found a bunch of snobs, and ate them. It's like those kids in school that always snubbing you, right? Well, the snubberry bunny came and ate them. This is the snubberry bunny. There, we just made up a new thing, right? The snubberry bunny came and ate them. Because they weren't too nice to little Jimmy. That's kind of creepy. Look at it. The snubberry bunny. Oh, what the hell did I just create? The snubberry bunny. Just came and ate you because you weren't very nice to little Jimmy. Oh my goodness. Okay, even though I have those two round pieces in there, I'm just using those as reference. And then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of alizarin crimson over this. Just to kind of, yeah, that's just there. And then I'll take some of the brown over this. Of course, you know, the burnt umber. That fleshy look that everybody loves. Wow, this is going to take a while to load this one. I'm going to have my friend drive me to Wawa to load this one. Buy him a coffee or something. Probably have to buy him some freaking cigarettes. I'm just sitting there parking lot for a while. Oh, just to load this video. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think so far? You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments below. Like, I know I didn't do a live stream today, but I did not do this one live on purpose. I wanted to make sure that I could save this video on purpose. Because YouTube, they actually stole my old content. Jerks. Yeah, they actually stole my old content from my old channel, and then I had to restart everything. But oh my gosh, what do you think so far? I actually think it's like super creepy cool. Make like a little contour line right there. Oh my god. What do you guys think? Like, I need like some serious opinion on the creepiness of this. What do you guys think of creepy plushie art? What do you think? Oh, I still have some. You know what? I'm not worried about that wood. That gives an old effect. But what do you guys think of creepy plushie? Do you like? I mean, it looks like a weathered toy. What do you think? Like, seriously, I mean, I could fill that in. I'll just go ahead and fill that in with paint, just like I have on this side, because I couldn't really see that side. So let me take my fan brush and fill that in. So since I couldn't see that side, let me do that right now. There, let me fill that in. See, that's better. And then I couldn't see this side either, so those need to be filled in. This is our little buddy. This is our little buddy creepy plushie art. It's kind of cool. This is going to give my friend Rocco nightmares for a while, because he went by creepy doll art, just walked past it to use the bathroom and stuff, and he said, oh my god, he's like, Quaid, start the reactor, Quaid. And now this kind of gives him like severe freaking nightmares. And I'll add a little bit of this paint onto the side just to give it a little extra texture, because you know I couldn't see this side of it. Let me give it a little extra texture on this side. I'll just go ahead and take the dirty paintbrush in, give it a little extra something on this side of it. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think now, huh? like I said, creepy plushie art for Halloween. You guys actually got to see the whole entire thing instead of it being cut up into different videos like I had to do with creepy doll art, which is, because I didn't know the full settings of this device that I'm using, of my tablet. And YouTube still doesn't have it set so that I can use my tablet as a live device. So, which is stupid because they said they would have that set for September, and September's last month. Wow, how about that? How about that? Slackers. But anyway, like I said, when that glue dried like that, it's like, hey, they wall mounted the plushie and some of the stuffing came out. Or maybe the plushie ate something and that's why this is like that right there. And it has like that kind of human effect to the eyes, but at the same time, it's an animal. It's an animal at the same time. It's a human animal hybrid. It's a thing of your nightmares. It's a thing of your nightmares. It really is. Oh my goodness. What are the things that is in my brain? I don't really know, but all I know is I can put it on canvas. I can, I can put anything from thought to artwork. Put that over there. I really can, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying today's video because, hey, a lot of thought process went into this today. I really did. I really had to think of what kind of creepy plushie did I really want to do, make it my own, don't copy off of anybody else's stuff, because there's copyrights. You cannot copy off of anybody else's stuff because of copyrights. Put a little right to the cheeky and the nose. A little bit right there to the tooth, to the teeth. The teeth don't have to be perfect. And a little bit to the ears. And put a little bit of that dirty brown. I might go ahead and just do this. Dirty that up. Because I have a lot of this color right here. And I can just pick that up. So I can just use up a lot of this color right here. And just use that on the ears. And like I said, this is creepy plushie art. My friend Mark is going to be seriously raped. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes with the glow-in-the-dark paint. I do have a place to sit this. I do have a place to sit that. And I'm not really worried about, like putting that on there. Just put a little in there, cap, because it just pours right back in. So, yeah, like I said, I really hope that you guys are enjoying today's video, because doing things like this, I don't care if it is creepy art, I will do that for Halloween or whenever, like somebody wants something creepy. I love doing this kind of artwork. This is just an expression. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I was bullied as a kid by the other kids that I was raised with. They were her kids, but they bullied me. And a little sheen to the whatever's hanging out of its neck with this, right? Why not? I don't know. Should we just have its eyes glow? I don't know. Its eyes, maybe its little teeth. Maybe its little teeth should glow. Oh, Leslie, you're going to be like, oh, Char, what were you thinking? Why are its little teeth glowing? No. Because, Leslie, because you wanted a piece of my art. Yeah. Look, Rocco has to deal with a cat painting that I did, and it's called Steve the Cat because that was a real cat. And its eyes glow, and so do the whiskers. And when he realized that, it kind of freaked him out at first, so he tucked it away in the garage for a while until I pulled it out, and he now has to deal with the fact that that cat stares at him when he walks by it at night. Look out there for its little nose. So, in the middle of the night, you're going to see like two fangy rabbit teeth and glow-in-the-dark bunny eyes. I'll sign it on the back when everything is dry. Tell me what you think of creepy plushie art here in a few minutes. I'm going to pause and be right back. I have to stretch for a minute, but I want you guys to tell me what you think of this today when we're done, and leave it in the comments below. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I'm back, and I did get an opinion on its creepiness. Look at it. Isn't that adorable? I think it's actually kind of creepy cute. So, my friend Rocco was saying that right here on the intestines, he thinks maybe the intestines need to be a little bit red. So what I'll do is I'll highlight a little bit of red in the drippy. There you go. Is that looking better? There's a little bit red. I feel you behind me. I sense you. I can always sense when there's people behind me. It's a weird thing. But, anyway, so now that I've gotten that red on there, and yes, that's not going to bother the glow in the dark. Okay, now I put that red on there. That'll come out a little brighter when it's dry, because I use alizarin crimson for that bright red. Is the alizarin crimson. So yeah, once that alizarin crimson is dry, it'll be a lot brighter. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video of creepy plushie art, and that oh, don't worry about that. We're trying to get the heater to run right, because it's cooling off here in PA, and you know, so yeah, I don't know, I'm really enjoying this. Oh my gosh. So my friend Leslie, like, she like I said, she really enjoyed when I did creepy doll art. So, Leslie, hey, creepy plushie art, my friend. Creepy plushie art. So, I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, never be afraid to make your own Halloween decorations. Never be afraid to do any kind of artwork. Seriously, always try something new and always be you. Um, that's what makes things better. So, until next time, right here on Charlene's Art Corner, stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed. And just enjoy your weekend. I know, funny, funny, right? Bunny Myers is coming up later for her 13th day of Vlogoween, so go check her out. I'm looking forward to that myself today. So, because I am a swamp family member and gave an alligator its wings. That's her saying. So please check her out, and I will see you guys later. Love everybody. Bye. See you next time.